obviously very proud of our football program, the players and coaches. Challenged them on a short week to take advantage of our practice opportunities and earn the right to take the field with confidence and talk about showing our emotions without being emotional, but ultimately at the end of the day, how hard we played and how well we executed was going to determine the outcome of the game. And I thought in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, we played with great physicality, we played with great effort, and we executed at a pretty high level. And certainly want to thank the fans from Mississippi State and getting indoctrinated into this game and knowing what it means to the people of Starkville, our students, our alumni, the state of Mississippi, and most importantly our team. I'm very proud to stand here and bring the Egg Bowl trophy back to Starkville. So with that, any questions?
Questions? David?
Coach, you already talked about the emotions of the game. Did the way the game ended, the walk-off add to the emotions there?
Did the what?
The way the game ended and the walk-off field.
Walk off the field? I mean, yeah. I talked to Coach Luke in midfield and said that, I don't want it to devolve into that. That's not what I want it to be. I want our players to play with class. I want to play with poise, and I was trying to get the guys off the field. So certainly, that's not, that's not how. I'm not saying we did anything, but I just would like us to get the trophy, go celebrate with our fans, and get off the field. I can't talk about any of the other stuff, but certainly that extracurricular stuff during the game or after the game is. Not going to be tolerated by me.
Rachel in the back.
Coach, what was, whenever you were walking up the field, something was said about Ole Miss's athletic director. What was it, or what prompted that?
What prompted that? I think the emotion of the night, is what it was. We certainly, like I said, coached our kids to do the right thing and, play with poise, play with confidence, play with dignity, play with class. At the same time, we're not going to take anyone's shit either. So, it is what it is.
Logan?
Nick Fitzgerald said earlier in the week he really liked the game plan. What was the game plan going in? Was it to run the ball as much as you guys did?
Yeah, we're going to establish our physicality at the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball with Colin and Aries and with Nick, and I think we were able to do that and move the ball well. Kind of similar to Nebraska week. Had some timely pass completions, particularly on third down and in the red zone, so that was the game plan going in.
Paul?
Along those same lines, the job that Dion and Darryl and Elton did in the interior, was that kind of obviously by design? You wanted to run the ball, but running behind those guys.
Yeah, I think we had 200-yard rushers, and Aries was up there too. But we've run the ball pretty successfully the entire season. I think outside of one game. So going into this one, this time of year, and want to, as I said, establish a demeanor and a mentality. It starts certainly with those guys up front.
Joel here.
With the ejections tonight, will Willie and Cam and Jamal, will they be out for the bowl game the first half?
I don't know. I'll find that out next week.
David?
Joe over here, just the fight and everything, the ejections, does it take any of the joy away from the win for you, or does it? What's that like? Was the Egg Bowl even more intense than maybe you anticipated?
Not particularly. I'm happy as a lark right now. Certainly, like I said, you don't want to see that stuff, and I really can't comment on everything that happened because I didn't see it, and I was trying to keep guys on the sideline. So we'll look at the film and see what happened. But certainly, like I said, we want our play to be between the whistles, and we want our execution and our effort to be what's talked about, and certainly those kind of things. And like I said, I mentioned to Coach Luke at midfield. I don't think this game or any game, it's not a necessity. So it didn't take anything away from it, but at the same time, certainly it's not what we want as a team.
Logan and David.
The job your defense did against an offensive that's explosive.
It's unbelievable. 189 yards or something to that effect.
Correct.
3 points. I've watched these guys throughout the season. When we're going against other opponents, you have Ole Miss in the breakdown and the explosiveness, the run game, the pass game. Coach Longo and Coach Luke do a great job with that. And for us to be able to do what we did defensively, I think it speaks volumes, not only of this game, but what we've done through the entire season.
David.
How critical was it there early in the game, feeling your way through to get that turnover takeaway and convert it into points immediately?
Yeah, explosive play margin, turnover battle, third down in red zone. And we talk about it all the time. And we were a beneficiary of a couple of turnovers. We were able to convert them into points, and certainly that one created a lot of momentum for us as a team.
Tyler.
It ends up being a 30-point victory, but how big was that touchdown before the half to go up into the half 21-3 instead of 14th, right?
Yeah, a lot of momentum, and knowing that we were going to get the ball in the second half to start with, and you know, great protection, you know, man-to-man coverage. Dedrick did a good job getting the guy spun, and they put it on him. So that was certainly, you know, heading into the locker room, I believe that was a 90-yard drive. You know, it was a good, you know, certainly a good way for us to head in the locker room up, you know, up 21-3 instead of 14.
Rachel.
Coach, what does this win mean for you personally? Bill mentioned, you know, you're breaking a couple records coming in coaching,
Yeah.
just winning an Egg Bowl, having a great first regular season.
It feels great for me, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's never about me. It's about the kids in that locker room. You know, I've done this for 20 years as a coach, and more than that, you know, when they do well, it's because of them. When we do bad, it's because of me. So the most joy that I've got was seeing those guys grab that trophy, seeing them celebrate in the locker room, and you know, I can look back on this at the end of the year and feel proud about it. But you know, I'm most happy for our players more than anything.
Tyler.
Where does that ice bath rank in your hierarchy of ice baths received?
I would say first in context, the last one I got was in Hamilton, New York, after a Colgate game when I think it was about 10 degrees out, and it was freezing cold. So this one was a little bit better, a little bit more temperate here. So, but in terms of how big it was in the game and things like that, I'd say it usurped that. It's now number one.
Brett.
What's the message to a team both on the sideline and after a game to corral what happened there at the end of the third quarter?
I mean, one person can't do it. I mean, we, you know, stay on the sideline, I guess. Control your emotions. You know, don't run out there, and you know, don't react. And certainly, it's something that we'll use as a teaching moment. You know, we'll talk about it when we get together as a you know, team in our meeting on Sunday. And like I said, I gotta look and see what happened first and foremost. But you know, I don't want those things from our team. That's not what we're going to be about. But like I said, we're also, you know, stand for something, fall for anything. So we'll get it figured out.
David.
Tucker today, he's had some inconsistency this year, but when a few of those drives stall, he flipped the field position back with either some kicks or some.
Yeah, he's just consistency has improved over the past few games, and that's good. He hits it really well, and I think he gained more and more confidence, and certainly field position. We talk about drive start battle. It was good. I don't think we have many 3-and-outs, but when we did, he was able to knock him back and force him to fair catch.
Brett.
Did Ole Miss make an adjustment defensively to gum up the explosive plays, run game wise?
When I say adjustment, they kind of did what was within their scheme. You know, they didn't do anything that was necessarily, I say, out of the ordinary from what we saw on film in the breakdown. Some more, say, zero blitzes. When they're bringing 6 or more and playing, you know, trying to bring more than you can block. I'd say that was the biggest thing. We probably saw more zero. We saw zero blitz with more frequency than we had on first and second down throughout the year.
Tyler, then.
Way back in the third game of the year against Kentucky, your guys kind of got into their own heads with a lot of those penalties, and then this brawl happens, and it's your team that comes out and scores the only touchdown in the fourth quarter and kind of ices the game away. What's it say about the journey that your team has made mentally all the way to this point?
You know, you know, right before we leave the hotel, we have a team meeting and kind of talk about some things. And you know, normally my message is, you know, what we need to do to win and a little bit of motivation. And I actually had Nick and Gary, you know, talk to the team. And like I said, I've not been through this before, so I can't sit here in front of you and say this is what we need to do from a motivation standpoint to win the Egg Bowl, because I haven't been through one. And you know, have those guys talk, and I think they did an unbelievable job. And the message that they shared was what you just said, that we, you know, we gotta not get caught up in some of that stuff. And certainly it was unfortunate that we did, but I think for the most part we managed to control our emotions pretty well throughout the game.
I'm sure it was chaotic after that, but what did those two guys specifically do to sort of calm down the team, if you could tell?
Those two guys on the sideline?
Yeah.
I was trying to get everyone to the sideline. I really didn't see necessarily what those guys did. I was more concerned with the fact that the play didn't get snapped until the thing was.
Yeah.
So I was more focused on that and we get those guys off the field.
It's just time for one more.
With all the expectations, Coach, going into this year and then the ups and downs throughout the regular season, but now you win the Egg Bowl, now you're in a bowl game. What does it do for the momentum of your program here?
I think it's incredibly positive momentum, and to come out of the regular season 8-4 and head into a bowl game with a chance to get 9. You know, I know in a lot of ways, you know, this is the year we were building towards and all that stuff, and no one gets more disappointed when we lose a game than me. But I'm trying to get this program off the Haley's Comet plan and to get something a little more seasonal, all right? One championship every 76 years. We want to get, and I understand, listen, we didn't perform up to standard in 4 of our games, but, you know, I know what it takes to get there. I'll fall back on the 4 championships that I've won. We're going to do things to continue to improve, and, you know, although it didn't meet our standard because we didn't win the championship, I thought we made a lot of positive strides this season, and it's a lot to build on for bowl game and next season.